South Sudan's high-stakes trial, Dr. Riek Machar and the Nasir incident. A high-profile legal battle is unfolding in South Sudan as a special court tries first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and 7 co-accused. The case centers on accusations of treason and other grave crimes following a deadly clash in Nasir County in March 2025. Here's what happened in the court on Friday, October 3, 2025. The prosecution's case. Investigators' testimony. The court heard testimony from the lead investigator, Major General Basilio Thomas Wani, who presented the statements of Dr. Machar and 3 of the other accused. Dr. Machar's arrest. Wani confirmed that Dr. Machar was placed under house arrest on March 26, 2025, and was investigated in his Juba residence on April 14, 2025. The charges. The 8 accused face a string of serious charges, including treason, crimes against humanity, mass murder, terrorism, and destruction of property, all stemming from the March 2025 attacks on an army base in Nasir that killed a general and dozens of soldiers. The government alleges these attacks were carried out by forces loyal to Machar's SPLM/AIO and the allied White Army militia. Dr. Machar's defense, immunity and jurisdiction. In his statement, read by the investigator, Dr. Machar strongly rejected the legitimacy of the investigation and the committee that conducted it. Immunity. Machar asserted that as the first vice president, he holds immunity from prosecution. Jurisdiction. He argued that any incident related to a violation of the peace agreement should be investigated by the international structure CTSAM, not the National Security Service. He stated that he only gave a statement because he was compelled. Contrasting cases. Machar also pointed out a perceived inconsistency, questioning why the alleged complainant, National Security, had not pursued a court case regarding a separate massacre that occurred in Lear County 2 years prior. Preventing clashes. He also detailed his efforts to communicate with President Salva Kiir and security chiefs to prevent renewed fighting in Nasir, and noted that forces loyal to the SPLM/AIO had even evacuated 190 South Sudan People's Defense Forces (SSPDF) soldiers from the area. The defense and prosecution clash over documents. The session quickly turned into a battle over procedural fairness and constitutional law as the prosecution and defense lawyers argued over the introduction of key documents. The prosecution's arguments. The prosecution, led by Dr. Sabri Wani Ladu, presented 4 documents, including the ministerial order establishing the investigation and an arrest sanction for Machar issued by the head of the executive, the president. The prosecution argued that the crime relates to public interest and national security, justifying the initiation of the case. They stressed that the court had already affirmed its jurisdiction in an earlier ruling. Regarding immunity, they noted the case concerns the first vice president, not the president, and reiterated that the court ruled Machar has no immunity in this matter. The defense's objections. Machar's lead defense counsel, Dr. Jerry Raimondo Legg, immediately objected. Unconstitutional order. The defense argued the executive sanction ordering Machar's arrest was unconstitutional, stating the president lacks the authority to issue arrest orders directly against a first vice president, and that the proper method is impeachment. Lack of jurisdiction. They claimed the Ministry of Justice had no authority, as the Nasir incident was merely a violation of a ceasefire and should be handled under the terms of the revitalized peace agreement. Procedural fairness. The defense also objected to the members of the investigating committee now being part of the prosecution team, calling it inconsistent with procedural fairness. The judge's ruling and adjournment. Presiding Judge James Alala Deng ruled in favor of the prosecution, officially endorsing all 4 prosecution documents. The court is now adjourned until Monday, October 6, 2025, when the defense will have the opportunity to cross-examine the investigator and clarify any inconsistencies in the recorded statements. This trial is a major development in South Sudan's fragile peace, raising significant questions about the implementation of the peace deal and the limits of executive power. We'll continue to follow the proceedings. What do you think about the defense's argument regarding Machar's immunity? Let us know in the comments below.